Hello everybody, Crowbar2 here, and welcome back to Internet Nobodies. Don't you all love the consistency of this YouTube channel? We provide only the best upload schedule for our loyal 67 subscribers. Some of them being ourselves, but, that's besides the point. I love replaying older games. New games are cool and all, but I know older games. I've beaten them before, I know the whole song and dance. So I wanted to make a series that hopefully isn't as boring as a traditional Let's Play. A platinum hunting series. Ooh. This could be completed on anything that can gain achievements/trophies, of course, Steam, PlayStation hardware, emulators, because to me, getting the platinum is worth it for the experience. The badge is nice and all, but who's really going to look at your friends list and your achievements and be like, wow, you're cool, I respect you. I'm also low-key making this so that I could hopefully give James the motivation to do the DMC5 Platinum, but after recently talking to him and reminding myself how horrible the Platinum is, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. On today's episode of Can a Nobody Platinum, which is what I'm going to call it, I'm starting very simple with one of my favorite series of all time, God of War. Specifically, the very first game from 2005. Not only because I still kinda sorta haven't played Ragnarok's Valhalla DLC, I need an excuse to go back into the series, and I don't want to jump right into Ragnarok because especially not replaying it. We talked about that in our video from about a year ago by the time this is up. Anyway, Platinum. I got it on official hardware some years back, so I'm sure I could do it again with relative ease. After a quick glance at the trophy list, there are 19 non-missable trophies, 3 trophies that I'm considering are actual problems during this run, or could be problems, and the remaining 14 are all just kind of busy work. Personally, the 3 problematic trophies I see are Speed of Jason McDonald, I'll take the physical challenge, and Seeing Red. If I want to grab everything in one playthrough, I'm going to have to be fast in order to beat the game in under 5 hours. But I also need to be thorough and good at the combat in order to maximize my red orbs and level everything up. Not even mentioning Challenge of the Gods. I think I have a backup strat I can use after beating the game for the first time if I don't have enough orbs though. So we'll see how that works when I actually get to Ares. And I believe that's everything I have to cover. So without further ado, let's begin. After skipping the first cutscene, because I'm on an emulator, and getting into the game proper, we play the game normally from the start. Yes, I do need to focus on speed, so maybe I could have rolled a bit more since it's a tiny bit faster, but this area is pretty short anyway, so I'm sure it's not that big of a deal. We need to get as many red orbs as possible from the undead soldiers, which means that at the beginning, I will kill every single one of them on the deck. Later on though, I will start running past some of them because while I do need the red orbs, I need the speed more. The first Hydra encounter is very easy, as you'd expect from the beginning of the game, before, some more platforming. A red orb chest, and the very first box puzzle of the game. I've learned that since the AI reads your inputs when they shoot you, if you just do this little double jump maneuver before they fire, you can minimize the amount of damage the box takes. This then leads to the very first climbing section of the game, which is basic and leads to yet another red orb chest. Take the rope over to this other ship and grab the first Gorgon Eye of the run, which then leads to the first achievement of the run, 1.21 gigawatts, for gaining Poseidon's Rage. I try to go for the Hitman trophy here, and I almost get it.
What the hell is this?
But for some reason my combo dropped. I guess I must have missed something, but I don't really know why. The first God of War is very strict with its combo timing, I have noticed. One game save later, and you get to the first boss of the game. First of 3, which is really weird to me. When you think of God of War, you think of big set pieces, quick time events, bosses, yet the first game only has 3. Strange. The first phase of the Hydra is simple. It's just 2 of the basic Hydras that you've already fought multiple times at this point. Only difference now is you have to climb these boxes, nail them down so they don't heal. The main Hydra head honestly isn't very hard or interesting. Now I say that, and I know it might be hard to believe because I'm getting my ass kicked here, but that's just because I'm bad, not because the boss is hard in any way. I don't have many opportunities to attack due to the boss's limited moveset, and it's just very boring to play and watch in all honesty. Eventually though, you break this mast and initiate the final quick time event to end the fight. which nets you the second trophy of the run. It's the huge one. You leave the Hydra's mouth and climb the boxes once more before grabbing our second Gorgon, slowly but surely making progress towards that particular trophy. After a bit of backtracking, you return to the locked door from the beginning and end the Aegean Sea section of the game. Time for a pretty lengthy section of the game. Athens takes us from post-tutorial basically to the mid-game, so there's a lot to run through here, secrets to find, and BS enemies to deal with. I also have this slightly spicy hot take. You know, as much as I like Christopher Judge, he's a good voice for Kratos. He's not TC Carson. Hey, I'm not wrong. We start Athens by having some early 2000s video game fan service, which not only gives us enough red orbs to level up our Blades of Chaos to level 2, but also grants us our third trophy, rockin' the boat. We head off said boat and deal with the first stretch of enemies in order to maximize red orbs once again, before running off into this quote-unquote secret area and grab the first Phoenix Feather of the run. We take the elevator and meet our first Minotaurs of the run, first of everything. Which I was completely taken aback by, also because I forgot that you get your fourth trophy for killing them, so shit, okay. I remember that the second upgrade of the Blades of Chaos gives you this nifty little dash that not only gives you distance and speed, but also counts as a hit and can slightly pause the combo timer, or at least it seems like it. This is definitely something I'm going to have to spam as much as I can in order to make sure that my hit count doesn't reset, you know, due to bullshit reasons. It also makes these Cyclopses a piece of cake before I grab a hidden red orb chest in the back and proceed to a room with more secrets. Damn, it's not really a secret if I'm finding them this fucking fast, are they? A Gorgon, to be precise. And the room after this will lead us to a boss fight with Medusa, Queen of the Medusas. This fight is simple if you remember to block every time she does this little dash or blocks or anything, or she will destroy your health bar. After Medusa is dealt with, we will get the fifth trophy, rocking out. And I take some extra time to farm red orbs, due to you having infinite magic in this section. But while you're getting a high hit count, it's also the perfect opportunity to get achievements 6 and 7, Hitman and Hitman 2. 2 red orb chests later, and it's time to play with a ballista. We slowly rotate and fire the ballista here and here, which gets us another Phoenix Feather. You have to take this little detour down here, which of course has enemies, but it leads us to another Gorgon. Nothing much to see here for a bit, just some random enemies in a climbing section. And god, the first God of War game easily has the worst climbing sections of all the original games. You can't slide down or have any downward momentum that's more than just a literal crawl, which leads to awkward situations like this. Or I'm just gonna fucking die. You know, that works too. What the fuck? Excuse me? Kratos shows how strong he is by pushing the statue over, and we meet our first non-boss Medusa. Gotta love Medusas, am I right? Blades of Chaos are also level 3. I'm just flying through these upgrades. After shimmying my way across the rope, in which I almost die, which is kind of a theme in the game, a short Minotaur encounter and walk later leads us to Ares, the God of War himself, destroying Athens and making me wonder why he's so damn big. The next puzzle is also super fun, as you have to freeze a Minotaur exactly on this button to open the door. You do have infinite magic, of course, but it's not the same infinite magic as earlier. This infinite magic is from a chest. I don't know who designed this, but why? You had a perfectly good system already. I'm also going to bitch about this next section, not because it's hard, but because it's a long, winding road, and the long, winding road has a bunch of doors that seemingly at random have chests placed in them that have either Gorgon eyes, or Phoenix Feathers, or red orbs. Nothing horrible, of course, just annoying. Now, this is the second Cyclops type you encounter, I believe. I don't know. The random civilians running around are good for healing as they drop health orbs when they die, but they can get in the way of initiating a quick time event. Also, this one Cyclops has, I'm pretty sure, the longest attack I have ever seen in the God of War series. He just keeps going and going. And people complained about Elden Ring's boss attack patterns. This is on a whole nother level. Here we just have another stretch of uninteresting walking with a stray Gorgonite sprinkled in for fun, and some girl kills herself or something because of me, so I guess that's fun. Eventually we arrive at the Athens rooftop section, where we meet an enemy that I used to hate, but after this playthrough, I suppose they're not that bad. Wraiths. They can stunlock you and destroy your health bar if you don't block the first hit, but other than that, they're not satyr levels of bad. A lot of this is just really uninteresting combat now. Well, it's fun when you play it, but for the purposes of this video, I'm gonna try to just skip through a lot of this. There's a small puzzle that involves just rotating yet another ballista in order to receive our next magic upgrade and the trophy that goes along with it. There is a gank room where the lever for the puzzle is, and it was pretty fun, I'm not gonna lie. Air combos are really good in this game, if you couldn't tell. Shooting down the door will eventually lead us to Zeus, who gives us his Fury and our 8th trophy of the run. I don't really use this spell during the run, as Poseidon's Rage is just so good. And Army of Hades, oh, you'll see. We also grab our last Phoenix Feather for the first magic upgrade. Progress is progress, my friends. We run all the way back through the rooftops to use our new magic toy to kill this soldier and release the bridge that will let us progress with the game. Several combat encounters later, and it's time to chase down and save the Oracle of Athena. At least I hope that's her full name, because I just know that she's the Oracle, and I skipped almost every cutscene during this playthrough, so I'm kind of just winging what her name is. This puzzle room is pretty cool, as the harpies will spawn infinitely unless you block these holes with the statues that are located in the back of the room. Playing this game again reminds me of just how damn good it is and how well paced everything is. Start very simple, slowly ramp things up, nothing super drastic. I was having a blast up until the very end, but that's because Ares is a cunt, and that doesn't really count, does it? Our next trophy is very simple. We have to save the Oracle with 10 seconds or more left on the timer. As you can see, it's a very easy 9th trophy to put in our bag. And we have to return to where we first spotted the titular god of war. It's about a 10-minute combat slog where I kind of just started running past everything towards the end due to the speed trophy. It is rewarded with a very cinematic score, and God, I just love the music in this game. Ignore Kratos grunting. I'll admit it, I usually get lost when I get to this part of the game. And yes, I did get a little lost when I got to this part of the game. You're tasked with finding 3 desert sirens. The first one is easy since she doesn't move at all and is just sitting next to the door that you need to open anyway to get to the next area. The other 2, however, move around. And I'm not sure if they can only patrol a certain section of this big-ass map, but they always have me running in circles. I eventually find them and grab the 10th trophy of the run, and I use those red orbs I got to upgrade the Blades of Chaos to level 4 in order to maximize my damage as much as possible. These levels are flying. It will be another 10 minutes before I get my next trophy, so I'll just speed up Kratos, just doing his little thing. Some more combat, and I'm pretty sure I might have missed some Phoenix Feathers here because I didn't get the trophy when I normally do. But that's fine, as this game has more Phoenix Feathers and Gorgonite than required, just to give you a little bit of a leeway. We blow the giant horn and summon Kronos to enter Pandora's temple. We have arrived. Pandora's Temple is effectively where the rest of the game takes place. Yeah, there are areas after it, but they're so short, I'm not going to count them. After dispatching the Cyclopses outside, is it Cyclopses or Cyclops? I don't know. And the Wraiths inside, it's time to beeline it to yet another magical item that I will not use. The Blade of Artemis. It does give us a trophy though, so, we'll take it. There's a lot of combat going forward, so let's just try to, speed run through this. And I actually got my first death of the run here. And of course, it's because I was stupid and fell into a hole. Which is funny, because that hole will then lead to a timed combat encounter that I always had trouble with when I was younger. This time I dealt with it fairly easily, with plenty of time to spare too, based on the position of the spiky death wall thing. We end the introductory portion of the temple by grabbing both of these shields that you need to open the door, entering the Challenge of Atlas, an area with a whole lot of enemy spam and Sense Fortress looking traps. Nothing that good old Kratos can't handle, however. Or is it good old me? But hey, 12th trophy for finishing up all the Gorgonized, and that was actually really fast. I don't even know if I put in the footage for every single chest I got, but that was way faster than I remember it ever taking. Maybe this game is easy? Ares proves me wrong later, but for now, I could deal with this weird room that drops the floor out from under you, and it's timed, and it always gave me a hard fucking time when I was younger. But again, I guess I am simply built different. I am him. There was also this silly little showcase of how amazing PlayStation 2 AI can be. The wonders of computers. We put a man on the moon with computers. We come across this big-ass statue of Atlas. I presume at least, since it's the Challenge of Atlas and it's a giant ball that probably represents the world. Anyway, behind him is a chest that contains the first Muse key, which is required for a gold trophy later on, so we definitely can't skip out on this. After completing this mini puzzle, we're greeted by our 13th trophy, Get the Ball Rolling. We take the head of this mummified corpse, and with that, it's time to move on to the Challenge of Poseidon. Well, technically we have to run on this rotating giant cylinder first, but then we move to the Challenge of Poseidon. And of course, it starts with a new enemy type. Cerberus. Cerberuses? Cerberuses? Plural aside, these enemies are annoying, but also not that bad at the same time, due to their growth mechanic. Now yes, I did get my ass kicked a little during this fight, to the point where I had to use a health chest mid-fight, but just ignore that, because I didn't die, okay? Finishing the fight grants us our 14th trophy too, so everything is A-okay. Now, these Cyclops. Something strange happened here. First of all, I got my ass kicked quite a bit, but that's just because I'm trash. I have no excuse for my performance here. Anyway, I actually died, then got a small amount of health orbs and just kind of didn't die. I've never seen this happen before, and I was shocked when it did. If you guys have seen this, tell me. Is this just a fluke, or is this just how the game works? The HUD disappeared and everything when I came back to life. So, I don't know. It's just strange. Doesn't matter in the end though, because I got hit anyway because I'm bad. Also, I shouldn't have died grabbing these red orb chests. This wall cucked me, and if anything, my controller too, because I swear to God, I rolled right. Now, I don't know what these enemies are called. I'm too lazy to look it up, but I like them. I don't know what it is, but they're just fun to fight. No achievement for beating them like other enemies, but it's whatever. After doing a short climb, we grab the last Muse key, which gives us our first gold trophy of the run. Trophy number 15, Key to Success. Here's a fun little encounter. You have to push the soldier in a cage up a slanted hill while being attacked by enemies. Not the hardest thing in the world, but, it's the cool, chill enemies I like, so I'll take this any day over them. It ends with our 16th trophy as well, so let's just, tick that off the list. This next area is when we finally get the ability to swim. Well, dive, because we could swim already. There are a few combat encounters, of course, and I don't know why I keep reiterating that. Jesus Christ, it's a hack and slash. You're gonna be hacking and slashing. This one in particular plays an absolute banger, though. I believe it's the same track heard during Phase 2 of the Ares boss fight. It's kind of hard to hear over the combat sounds, though. And level 5 of the Blades of Chaos. I know technically I'm already past the halfway mark, but it still feels super early for some reason. I'll take it though. After progressing through the area a little bit more, and after I fiddle with the controls figuring out how to kiss this bitch, we are awarded with trophy number 17. I wish all trophies were this easy. The rest of Poseidon's challenge doesn't net us any more trophies, but here are some of the fights that were pretty fun. Also, this room always gives me a feeling of dread. I just don't like it. Before entering the Challenge of Hades, I open up the Muse door and get a lot of red orbs, on top of free health and magic upgrades, maxing out Kratos' health completely. Now, the Challenge of Hades starts off pretty rough for me. I actually died during this first Centaur encounter as I completely forgot how to fight these guys. I eventually took them out though and walked my happy ass to the rest of the area. 18th trophy, by the way. No trophies for a while, but I do have to point out this maze area. You have to kill every enemy in the maze in order to progress, and I love it. Any frustrations Ares gives me is totally worth it because this game is just so damn good. Like, look at these fights, look at this combat. You don't think it looks fun? Please, if you're watching this and you haven't played the original God of War series, or even just this one game, the original God of War 2005, do yourself a favor and fix that right now. It's definitely worth your time, and I've said it once before, I've said it 1,000 times before, but the music will make your ears come. I'll get out of TGRS mode for now and continue the video. I'm sorry for the interruption. Speaking of TGRS, maybe you should Electric Boogaloo your original God of War review, James, just to make it fit with the other two. The rest of the area goes relatively smoothly. Fuck. No. And now it's boss time. This boss is definitely my favorite in the game. Not, BS like the last two phases of Ares, and also not piss easy like the Hydra. Some attacks, I don't know if you can dodge, but I know that if no one else got me, Poseidon's Rage got me. Defeating Pandora's Guardian nets us trophy number 19, a little over halfway done now, so let's just keep on trucking. A quick walk forward grants us another mummified skull, and upon returning to the boss room, we get the best magic in the entire game, Army of Hades. Now that I have this spell, it's kind of like an I win button for anything that could be even considered slightly difficult. I immediately level it up to level 2, but sadly I don't have enough for level 3. So I'm just going to have to chug along with the hope of putting enough XP into the spell to carry me through anything in life that gets me down. Also, 20th trophy, the Challenge of Zeus. It's endgame, baby. The game stops pulling punches and everything from here on out, minus the return to Athens, is basically as hard as it gets. Which is why we meet them. I don't care if it looks easy, or if I had a particularly easy time fighting them in this particular run. I hate them. They've traumatized me in every God of War game I've played, and I will never accept them for who they are. 21st trophy is secured though, and immediately after that we pop trophy number 22, which I could have gotten much easier, but I forgot I had to, open a chest at full health to even get it, so whatever. This trophy momentum does keep up, so let's go. Finishing stretch. This area is pretty long and has a decent amount of backtracking. Fortunately, it's Trophy City, so it's time to start speedrunning once again. By speedrunning, I mean cutting shit out, speeding shit up, you know how it is. Now, if you don't get sent into the damn Shadow Realm like me by these Minotaurs, it's a pretty straight shot to the last Phoenix Feather of the game. Sure, there's some hard fights and the stupid block puzzle, but it's relatively simple to figure out. Trophy number 23. The Spike Room Puzzle, a source of frustration to younger me. I could never figure it out. The timing always seemed too tight, and I may have broken a controller over it. This is the one part of the game that feels cheap, even to this day, and I don't know how... Oh. Never mind, I guess young me was just a bitch. Trophy 24. After finding the juiciest red orb chests, Army of Hades is level 3. It's just so damn good. The last area of Pandora's Temple is just kind of a long puzzle. Long story short, we grab the final head key, which also gives us trophy 25, and we can now see Pandora's box. It's right there. This one room is what's standing between Kratos and victory. It's gonna be a hard fight though. It's gonna take everything I got, Army of Hades. Okay. After killing like 10 harpies, Pandora's box has finally been retrieved along with our 26th trophy of the run. Unfortunately though, it looks like Kratos has a skill issue because he just fucking dies. I'll be honest, I ran through this area as fast as I could. I was running low on time and I could not risk having to do a second run of the game. I was just not going to do that. It was fairly easy to run past everything too, especially with the game's greatest waifu by my side. And it was time for a trophy that I hear horror stories about. The one trophy that gives everyone pause and causes endless reloading of save files. You got the touch. Climbing this pillar isn't difficult, but the added pressure of being perfect combined with the not super forgiving hitboxes can lead to many minutes of climbing this one stupid column. However, I am simply built different and got on my first try. Explain this, atheists. With the completion of the column climb and one last satyr fight, trophies 27 and 28 are done, and the game's basically over. It's time for Ares. I hate this boss. I hate his fit, I hate his hair, his spider legs, his axe, his sword, his hammer, his stupid fucking health bar, his second and third phases. I hate it. He killed me so many times. You'd think I would have unlocked the death trophy by now, but I actually had to reload my save since I thought I was way shorter on time than I actually was for the Jason McDonald achievement. I'm not going to count how many times I died, but I'll showcase something. One time, Ares threw me back straight down to Hades because he's a little bitch and I guess he couldn't handle the smoke. And this one right here, this one hurts. The second stage of the Ares boss fight is pretty difficult, and I had beaten it. The cutscene started. I was told Kratos had saved his family, and I died mid-cutscene. Because the cutscene began when I started hugging his family to heal them, and I had very low health. Since I was locked into the animation, I died. I wanted to head to Santa Monica Studios and do some YouTube unfriendly things, but I got over it eventually. Now, I kind of unlocked 5 trophies at once. Seeing Red, God Killer, Prepare to be a God, Jason McDonald, and Legend of the Twins. I got Seeing Red just by failing the QuickTime event on Ares over and over again, since it just spits out red orbs like crazy. And the rest are all kind of self-explanatory if you read the descriptions. But that's 33 out of 36 trophies. I suffered a lot from Ares though, so I went to sleep and came back the next day to try my hand at the Challenge of the Gods. All things considered, nothing here was too horrendously bad. I got this done in less than an hour. That's a lie. About an hour. But oh boy, there is some shit here. Just it's a little too much. Missions 1 through 4 were pretty much a breeze. May have failed a few times, but nothing that made me upset. Challenge 5 took some time to figure out, and honestly, I just looked up a way to time these guys, that are going around in circles, because I wanted the challenge ASAP, and I didn't want to put that extra time in. The rest was smooth sailing, though, until I got to Challenge 8. Seemingly infinite Medusas. Seemingly infinite soldiers. I eventually just started spamming this aerial slam attack because, oh my god, it felt cheap. And I actually was stuck here for about 25 minutes, so I needed to spam. I hate this. Challenge 9 was alright. Nothing too crazy. But Challenge 10? We don't talk about Challenge 10. Second to last non-platinum trophy. But what could I be missing? What did I miss on my first playthrough that has ruined my trophy run? I didn't die enough. Yeah, like I said earlier, I probably would have got this sooner if I wasn't paranoid about my in-game time and didn't reload my save in order to reset the clock. So technically, I'm not good enough at this game to get this achievement last, but I got the achievement last because I'm a god gamer. Yeah, I know. It's cool being me. What a fucking game. What a platinum, too. I know it's definitely not the hardest platinum to get in the world, but it's mainly fun. And that's what trophy hunting should be all about, am I right? Except DMC5, because the requirements would haunt me in my dreams. To address the elephant in the room, no, this probably isn't a grand revival of this YouTube channel. I just really wanted to make something. Anything. And I don't feel like Let's Plays are really the way to, like, feel like I'm making something. No time to edit, don't have to script anything out. You know, nothing of value, I don't think. And while the quality of this video is definitely not anything crazy, especially compared to some of the banger videos that James and Terrell have put out, and even more, especially those podcasts, because I don't care how long and off topic they go, I love them so much. I'm kind of happy with what I made today, and who knows, this could be my gateway to making more videos. Or this could be a one and done thing, depending on who knows how many other factors. Anyway, if anyone got this far, thank you. And hell, even the people that clicked on it, heard my voice, and then clicked off, fuck it, you're cool too. Thank you for watching Internet Nobodies. I'll see you next time.